Welcome back to Shenington for the Stevenage Sheet Metal Super 1 British Karting Championships. Next class up is the official senior MSA British Karting Championship. It's for the KZ1 gearbox karts. They are a bit mental, these things. The championship favourite coming in for me was this man alongside me, Scott Allen. Now, had a good start yesterday, winning the first heat. How's it gone since then?
Well, we qualified on pole, which was good. Not by much, 400. And then the first heat, I led most of it. Richard Palmer led a bit of it as well. And then we both made a mistake and it came out that I was on top. And the second heat, I led most of the way, but Richard got me with 2 laps to go. So it's a bit tight, to be fair.
Okay, so we're just at the point of the first sort of practice session this morning. So you've got the pre-final and the final to go. Now I've got you down as the championship favourite this year, but there's plenty of competition out there for you. Who do you think is going to provide most of the competition from what you've seen so far?
Well, so far this weekend, Richard Palmer's provided the most competition. But in the testing on the Friday, Henry Easthope was really quick as well. He was the same speed as me. And then Jamie Garvey's going well now as well, so it's going to be tight. There's 4 or 5 people I think that can probably win the race.
Yeah, and I mean, you're really experienced. You know that you can't win the championship this weekend, but you know what it means to get off to a good start. So is that just what you're hoping for?
Well, I want to try and get top 3s all year, really. But this being my local one, I really ought to be winning this one. And then, some of the tracks where I haven't been so much, then I may struggle more. So it'd be nice to get this one right, and then that takes a bit of a pressure off at some of the ones I'm not that good around.
Okay, well, good luck.
Cheers, thank you.
So KZ1, let's get going for 2014. Allen and Palmer on the front row. Easthope is there in third along with Ryan Sharp, Dan Kelly and Jamie Garvey on row 3 with Johnny Buchanan and Joe Charlton, and then Will Van Ness and John Pike on row 5. Dennis Gorman at the back could be interesting as well. Now remember, it's a clutch start, so they're going to have to get this absolutely spot on. Away we go, and it's a brilliant start from Richard Palmer in the 22. He gets away, and a brilliant start. In there behind him is Allen in the 25, and it's actually very clean, Allen.
Yeah, I'm not sure that's the start Scott Allen would have wanted, to be honest. He's been pretty much nailing it all the way through, right to the top of the circuit. These karts go now. The other classes, as we've got a bit of contact there, it's Will Van Ness sliding wide, and Will drops a few places.
It looked like Ryan Sharp almost went there as well in the 77, but they both slotted back into position nicely. So it looks to me then, Richard Palmer has got a beautiful getaway. He leads. Allen is there in second. Dan Kelly is third. Fourth position, the 35 of Johnny Buchanan just in front of, is that Easthope in the 3? Yes,
yeah,
it is.
Henry's dropped a couple of places, I think, since the start, so not the best start for Henry. And he will certainly be one of the potential champions this year. He is the highest seed, but there's a few new drivers like Richard Palmer, for example. Jamie Garvey there on the 58, you just see flashing through the picture there, Jake. He's not been in a kart for 4 years, and he's got dispensation from the Royal Marines, the Royal Navy, as we see him up the inside in the top hairpin. So Garvey makes up a place. He's got dispensation from the Royal Marines to race this weekend, from the Royal Marines Motorsport Association, I think it is.
Well, that's interesting to note. He's certainly got no fear, has he? So down the straight they go. Look at the speed differentiation between the KZ1s and the other categories. 90
miles an hour these will do at the end of the straight, top hairpin. Those will do around about 90 miles an hour. You stick these on a big circuit, they will do in excess of a 125 with no seatbelt. It really is old school racing.
And I think Garvey just made his move up the inside, didn't he? Make his move to 4th position. Yes, he did. So very nicely done. Now on the back of Easthope in the number 3, 5th position, sorry. So now he and Easthope are going to have a great battle. No, I'm sorry, again, it's 6th position. So difficult to keep track. And Easthope on the inside, he makes his move. There is Henry Easthope, 2012 under-18 world champion, 2013 British Open champion. This man is a winning machine.
Yeah, Henry definitely one of the favourites this year, as we get the look from the helicam once more. But it's Palmer from Allen, and Scott Allen not as close as he would like at this stage, and the 29 karts right in the mix as well.
Garvey.
Kelly.
Garvey
makes up a place. Yeah.
Very nicely moved on. Nice move done there on Buchanan, and it looks like the number 5 Joe Charlton is starting to make his bid in this race as well onto the back of this group. In fact, he's made his way through already. So Charlton is really making his move through the field here. He was one of the drivers that I certainly wanted to keep an eye on in 2014, and here he goes making another move up to 6th position. He's made that one look very easy indeed.
Nice move there up in the hairpin. Keep an eye on Sam Webster as well. The ART driver is the ART KZ factory driver this year. He'll be doing the European and World Championship events.
So plenty of talent in this championship. Looking through the grid, some brilliant names, particularly the likes of Will Van Ness, who's trying out this championship for the first time. He could be one to watch as well. The 77 there, Ryan Sharp making another good move. Did he make it stick though? That's the thing.
I think he did. Still Palmer out front, and Palmer has certainly been a thorn in Scott Allen's side. Jamie Garvey there, the 58. He looks pretty racy.
Well, Scott Allen has actually left Dan Kelly behind a little bit here in the 29. He's actually got right onto the back of Richard Palmer once again. So these two are going to keep on the battle. Some great overtaking moves in the back end of the field as well. But the 22 of Richard Palmer, I would look behind you if I were you, because I think Scott Allen is a little bit closer to you than you would like at the moment. 29 Kelly's still there.
Yeah, I think Richard's experienced enough to know he shouldn't be looking behind him. He should just be looking forward. If Scott's going to make the move, he'll make the move whether he looks behind him or not. If you do look behind, it's pretty much an invitation for drivers generally.
Well, one of the things you do notice as well, not just the sheer speed of the KZ1s, but especially through the back end of the circuit as we look a little bit deeper into the race. Certainly the far end of the circuit on the run to Wilkins, the back wheel just wants to step out, and there's a massive bit of power slide. Yep, Garvey on the inside of Easthope. And Easthope, can he get him on the undercut? No, he shuts the door firmly in his face there, Garvey. He really is coming back into the sport very quickly and with great intention. Yeah,
had some issues in an earlier heat, I think, and he wasn't happy about the decisions that were made there, but he's certainly on the pace here, and potentially, and there he is, he's through to 4th place. He's not somebody that was on my radar before the event, but he certainly is now.
Yeah, again, could be a podium out of this one, potentially.
Royal Marines giving him dispensation to be here this weekend. They do like to make sure that the guys do a lot of sport.
Well, Will Van Ness in the 44 mixing it towards the tail end of the field, still getting used to the life in the KZ1s. These are incredible machines.
Look at that lump in the track. Look at that there.
That would really hurt, wouldn't it? Just bouncing around. And still, you can see, even towards the back of the field, this is Will Van Ness chasing Dennis Gorman and battling with Hannah Lang there in the 91. Even at the back end of the field, the action is just beautiful to watch.
Hannah Lang was in Junior Rotax, I think it was, recently, and she's made the move from Junior Rotax into this monster class, and certainly holding her own there with Will Van Ness, definitely.
Well, all that tells me is that there is a woman with no fear whatsoever. This is the absolute ultimate form of Super 1 for those who like pure speed and sheer guts, guile and determination, and this is the ultimate category for that. Gearbox Racing is Super 1! Palmer loses it, and Allen takes the opportunity, says, cheers, mate, there's an easy pickings victory, but no, it isn't, because here comes Palmer again, up the inside of the Bruno chicane. No, the Bruno Ferrari chicane is his undoing, and wham, Allen slams the door shut. You lost it, mate. This is my win now.
Yeah, later in the race, well, here's the slow motion replay. You see that lump in the track. Now watch, he just loses it. He outbrakes himself effectively. Just loses. And then look at that, Scott Allen right in there. He's right there to pick up the pieces. One little mistake, that's all it takes.
Garvey, the fastest man then, 45.58 seconds.
Through to 3rd.
That's brilliant. Brilliant work. Yep, he's got Dan Kelly. 5th is still Easthope. And then Ryan Sharp is there or thereabouts in the 77. This is Jamie Garvey we're talking about.
First race for 4 years. Look at the pace he's got. He's a potential winner this season.
Well, that really could be interesting. A wild card, as it were. And now he's in 3rd position, chasing down the leaders, Scott Allen and Richard Palmer. This could be quite a story we'll tell in 2014. A Marine taking on the big guns.
Yeah, 14 drivers in this class this year, Jake. I'm going to make a prediction about this class. This class, over the next few years, it will retain the British Championship status, and it is going to track some big runners in this class. We're into the last lap now. Still Scott Allen out front from Richard Palmer. I predict, though, this class is going to become huge over the next few years. I think next year we'll be up to 18 to 20 drivers. Within 2 or 3 years, we could see a full grid of 30 drivers How good would that be in this class? Look at Garvey right on the back of Palmer
He
now.
could grab second, and look who's brought his way into 4th position. East Hope has managed to get past Dan Kelly as well. So East Hope could even have an outside bet for a podium here, because Palmer is struggling. Look, he's almost off on the curb there at Bruno Ferrari chicane. He manages to collect it together without losing too much time. But this is Scott Allen's race to lose now. He wanted to win this one. It's his home track in the Super 1 Championship in 2014, and he has done it! Brilliant drive, absolutely perfect start to the 2014 KZ1 Championship, racing throughout, all through the field, even to the line. Webster and Charlton side by side.
Managed to get going off the start from 6th. Came into the first couple of corners, I think I held my position, but going into the far hairpin, actually got tapped. Lost 2 places out of there, and then it was just, yeah, as you say, a case of making my way up there. And then once I finally made my way up and broke into 3rd place, it was just get my head down and chase them. Was catching them, caught them on the last couple of laps, but they knew what they were doing. They're experienced boys, but I can't complain. They've been 4 years out of racing, the 2nd time back in the seat in 4 years. Thanks to the guys that helped me get here, like Taylor International Motorsport and Tim, Josie. They've provided everything for me. My dad's helped me out massively. My brother come down today. And also the Royal Marines and Royal Navy Motorsport Association backing me to actually get the time off to come here and do it. It's a great achievement for me, and hopefully carry on the rest of the year, and won't be starting so far back either.
It's quite hard work. Scott was putting me under a lot of pressure. Obviously we got a good start on him, got off quite well, and then unfortunately made a silly mistake and he got back past. But we managed to keep it in 2nd, pulled it back, got the points for the championship, so I can't complain.
Didn't get the start, which is the first time that's happened this weekend, and Richard got the jump on me, and he was going well. You know, I was struggling to find anywhere where I could do him, but then I put him under a bit of pressure, and he still didn't crack. But then luckily he made a little bit of a mistake at the top end, and it just allowed me through. And then I just got my head down and pushed as hard as I could, and I seemed to gap him, which, you know, it was a perfect end to a perfect weekend, really.
Amazing opening round to KZ1, and Allen is just 1 point off the maximum. He leads the way. Palmer is 4 points adrift. 10 more further back is Henry Easthope, with the highest rookie, Dan Kelly, in 4th place after a cracking opening weekend to the 2014 Super 1 Championships. We're back for more Super 1 action at Rowrah in Cumbria in a month's time for the opening round of the Rotax Max and Honda Cadet Championships. See you soon.